You have been called for a mission. Russ Stendhal. His dad was a missionary to Colombia. If you've watched the news, followed the news, you probably know Colombia is a hotbed of the cocaine industry. Large parts of it overrun and ruled by guerrillas and revolutionaries. One of those is called the FARC, Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. They basically make money off of the illicit cocaine trade. Russ's father took him as a missionary family, took him into Colombia. As he grew up, his dad taught him mission work. He taught him how to be a pilot. And as Russ grew up, he saw that the average people, the common workers, were desperately poor and kept that way because the market for their goods was so saturated where they lived. So he started taking flights of their product to other places, other markets where they could make more money. On one of these trips, the FARC kidnapped him, captured him, and held him for 5 months. Most of that time, captured and tied down with a slip knot around his neck. You understand a slip knot? The farther you pull it, the tighter it gets. The harder you pull it, the tighter it gets around you. During the time that he was there, he watched new recruits coming into the camp. He watched the allure of the guerrillas around those who were poor and the unfulfilled promises of their ideology. The control that the leaders had over the rest of the guerrillas was amazing. Disobedient and dissidents were executed. Yet he started to share the gospel with his captors, and he got paper and started writing out his life story, which the commanders allowed to be circulated through the camp. And commanders started coming to him and asking him questions about life and faith, and started to express doubts about the ideology that they had bought into by being a part of this revolutionary organization. After, like I said, about 5 months, his prayer was answered, and an anonymous donor paid $55,000 to free him, paid his ransom of $55,000, and he was free. He, his wife, and daughter left for the U.S. with the U.S. Embassy basically telling him, please do not ever return here because you're not going to be safe. But after being in the States for a little while, he returned. And now does mission work into the FARC-controlled areas and the guerrilla-controlled areas, bringing Bibles, sharing the gospel with people. To where he will show up in an area and guerrillas will often come out of hiding in houses and so on to ask him for Bibles.